So today is St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why I'm always doing these interesting things on St. Patrick's Day 2022. But today Mike and I are going to find these Keystone arches and follow this entire trail system. I guess there's 5 of them. And we're also going to try to find the abandoned art colony, some old mansion that was built and is being overgrown by nature now. But it's a beautiful day. It's I don't know, maybe in the 40s, and it's kind of overcast, but we're excited about this. We planned this trip a while ago, and we're making it happen.
Say what she really means. Sometimes I think it's a shame when
All right, so right off the bat, I mean, you hardly go 100 yards, and you're looking at this beautiful double arch bridge. This is the active one. The trains go right over that one. The other ones, I guess, are not in use, but it looks like you could just climb up there pretty easy and get on that. But beautiful. See some remnants of some snow and ice. It's a great day for this.
you better take care if I find you.
All right, Mike and I decided to climb on top of the first one. I'm out of breath because we made the killer mistake. And that was a huge, phenomenal breakfast at Ozzy's. And we ate. But this is gorgeous up here. Jeez. Look at that. Come over to the edge here. Give you a look. That's down there. I don't know, 60, 70 feet maybe. That's where I was. You can see the ice. I was down there.
You're looking fast in her faded jeans. She's a hard-loving woman, got me feeling mean. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better, when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
All right, bridge number 2. This one obviously has a concrete base, a steel girder. This one was built later, and obviously because this is in use. And we're going to cross the river now and head over there and start looking for that artist colony. You can see there was some type of fence system or something here with these rock ledges. And right here is engraved 1941. You can see where we are. We just crossed the second bridge.
Yeah, what did the map say?
Huge chunks of ice. Some of them are square in shape. They almost look like huge mattresses down there. 8, 10-inch thick sheets of ice just sitting on the side of the river. And there was the second bridge in the background there that we just crossed. You just started lining them here.
Like they were staged here, maybe? Or?
Yep. We believe that this is the entrance to the old mansion or abandoned art colony right here. So we're going to follow this road for a while.
Yeah, now right back behind us would be that first double arch bridge that
Correct.
we popped up on.
So we haven't walked far, and it's just such a great day for this. And this area is just so beautiful. You can just imagine what these people had in mind buying this land, I think maybe in the 50s or early 60s, and basically financing at that time a very expensive project. Mr. and Mrs. Farmer funded this work and hired a very prestigious, world-famous sculptor to design it for his artworks and so forth. They were calling this an art colony. And we'll get some good close-up pictures, but you can just see the stunning view. This would be their front yard, basically.
That's interesting, because that definitely looks like it's been intentionally worked and leveled. And
Just gorgeous here. I mean, they're in the middle of this wonderful little oasis, surrounded. They're actually in kind of a low spot where everywhere you look around here, there's just mountains all around them, and they're in a nice little flat spot. But we'll get in close and check out the old mansion that nature is just taking over, and then we'll talk some more about their sad story and what happened here. So the tower is not as high as I expected. If I was to guess, I'd say maybe 30 feet.
30 feet or so.
Yeah.
Concrete
And
cinder block.
there was some kind of fireplace in here. Totally overgrown by nature, and it looks like a lot of people have come here with their shotguns and done some target practice on this thing, but I believe this was like their fireplace. See if I can get in closer. I don't know, maybe halfway. You see this thing in the middle of the woods, like, you got to be kidding me. It's like a flue pipe through the center of it, and a fireplace here with a long chimney with a very modern design along the outside. So what would happen here is the farmers would hire this this artist to supervise and design this modern art facility. And there's Mike being very bold. And I guess things were going good. It was beautiful. We're going to see a lot more. There was a big swimming pool, a lot of fancy tile work and so forth. And then tragically, Mr. Farmer had some type of breakdown and accused his wife of something, and he would end up shooting his wife, sadly, and shooting himself in the chest. She would die. He survived, and he would later go to court and be found temporarily insane. And the famous artist, sculptor, he was just really kind of never the same after that. And all work stopped on this, and it is where it stands today. And there's Mike. Wow, you're getting a good workout. Okay, once again, still at the main tower, which really catches your attention. And you can just see that the firebox was right there. That was definitely going to be a big, huge fireplace of some sort.
There's
Mike is like this killer explorer. I can't control him. Yeah, so there's like drainage pipes here. It's almost like what we're in is some type of walkway. Oh, this must lead to their in-the-ground swimming pool. But look at these fancy tiles. I mean, look at this colored tiles, some type of patio here. This place is just huge. Look at this. Like a foundation.
I wonder if this was.
Oh, there's the swimming pool. This is like the pool house. The swimming pool's right here.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, here's the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Man, it's so crazy to see this thing in person. You can see there's like a railing that goes around it. Painted green walls.
You should see the view from the top. I'm not going to tell you how I know that.
And once again, we see a lot of these big, beautiful granite squares here that no doubt were probably grabbed from leftovers from the bridge work. Okay, so came down right next to the swimming pool. You can see this railing that goes all the way around. It probably looks to be about maybe about 25 foot in width. It's almost shaped like a heart. It's almost shaped like a heart. And then you continue, you got a beautiful natural brook here on the property, just flowing along, and more waste, some kind of old drum down here. Came down to inspect this steel enclosure here. It's filled with sand. I don't know, maybe some type of pump. You can see there's this square flange. Something was attached to this. A lot of PVC pipes and for irrigation and so forth.
It's welded.
Yeah, huh?
Like it either held heat or pressure. No idea.
So
Some kind
basically,
of a well maybe that pumps something out of the brook.
you got this beautiful brook. Looks like another huge piece of pipe, some cast pipe over there. See it underneath the tree almost?
Yeah, right up there.
Wow, that's kind of weird. Kind of looks like something you'd see at Old Florida Road, right?
That looks more foundation looking over
Yeah,
there.
we'll have to go check
not,
that
not
out.
At all. It's got some square corners to it.
So we crossed this little brook. We're still checking the old Art Colony mansion out. It's right there in the distance. This time of year, strangely, it almost blends in perfectly. So you cross this little brook and it puts you on another trail with yellow boundary markers and markers that say KAB trail. Some beautiful stonework here. Yeah, so we were just walking away from the deserted mansion, and we come across these 4 pillars in the middle of nowhere, one on each corner. You know, you get the sense of like, what the hell was this, a cemetery or something? About a 12 by 12 square here. Beautiful stone walls in the background. And here's the trail. So looking straight ahead would be taking us to the deserted mansion.
So we're veering off
yes.
away from the railroad.
So all of a sudden we were walking along, and it was kind of like a wide, easy-going trail, and then boom, it gets real narrow, and we're kind of like up high on a ravine, and there is a pedestrian bridge, and there it is. Looks really cool. Wow, that's beautiful. Keep the camera on so you can check this out. This is something. Very, very steep. Stunning though, it's so pretty here. If only we could camp and wheel in this mountain range. Look at this. So here's the pedestrian bridge. Looks to be about 30 inches wide and maybe 25, 30 feet in length. I'll cross that and stop in the middle and take some footage. There you go. Okay, this is looking up. So just continuing, so the trail is very, very narrow here, walking up on this ridge. You can see down to my left, but it's got some light rain, but it's really comfortable. And just the view and the scenery here is just incredible. All right, so this is bridge number 3. They call it the Sea Bridge, I guess. We were just following a beautiful trail to my back. This is very, very steep here. Current's pretty swift. And you can see the trail that we're on. And then up there on the side of that ridge, we crossed the we crossed the hiker's bridge there, and it was beautiful. And we were walking a very narrow trail that followed that ridge line much higher, maybe about 100 feet up there.
All right, I got it.
So we're continuing our walk, and we just got to an area here where it leveled off, and we see a lot of big icebergs over there, and we thought that was kind of neat. I mean, some of these things are enormous, 8-10 feet, a foot thick. Just gorgeous. Continuing to the fourth bridge. Mike and I were talking, and all of a sudden we look to the left, and there's this gorgeous, I think this is probably the 70-footer, and we'll be able to walk. That's not used anymore. We'll be able to walk right over that gorgeous bridge. So far, I would say this is the prettiest bridge in my opinion.
Man, look how thin it is at the top.
Oh shit. So this is an interesting spot right here. It looks like this arch was destroyed in 1927, and you can see they made a temporary bridge right there. So the trains used to cross right here, and you can see there's trees grown right up through it now, large trees. I mean, you're talking almost 100 years ago, and you can see that the rock was cut right through both sides. And the little map says a lot of this stone clearing was done with a pick and an axe. And we are actually going to continue right here and get on top of this huge cascade arch.
So this says old.
All right, Mike's standing out there kind of far on the lookout. You can kind of see he's got the world behind him. Impressive. Wow, I got to hold my phone very, very carefully here. That is a big drop off. Stunningly beautiful here. Look at this.
So it doesn't take much to imagine where that river actually came from over there, and now how the new cut comes in and turns. The bridge.
Gee, something to see. Yeah, this has been the prettiest that we've seen thus far.
We miss you, Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne, Gary, you missed a good one. Now I'm going to carefully zoom in on some of those stones right there, and then we'll go down to the bottom. We got to go down and look up as well, but just gorgeous up here. And now it just has some gravel on the top of the arches.
How crazy is it out here that you can have a walking trail with no railings?
No railings. 70 foot in the air in Massachusetts, no less.
100 feet from the top and down this side of the shore.
Boy, it sure looks pretty close. Deep on one side, shallow on the other. Just to kind of put things into perspective, this is really one of the prettiest areas. I mean, it's all been really nice out here, but this is quite stunning up here. And straight ahead is where we came from, so we took a left. You can just see the sign, and we came this way. And then the existing railroad tracks are right over there. We were reading, and we found out they actually relocated the river. I mean, just incredible feats of engineering and manpower to do this. Trying to pan nice and slowly so you can really see it good. So Mike and I were sitting here enjoying some Maker's Mark, maybe having a beer, and we were talking about this beautiful area, and we were like, wouldn't it be just great if a train came by? And we were talking about Jeeps, and all of a sudden we hear a train. I think we're going to be very privileged to see a train break through that mountain right there and see the tracks.
Another rock cut right there, huh?
And then we'll get to watch that train right there. So we're pretty stoked about that. This place is just so great out here. Oh yeah.
Yep. Hear the diesel.
You might be able to hear it.
What a diamond in the rough.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you look at this kind of beauty and you just wished you worked for CSX and drove their freaking trains through the Berkshires, man. This is just stunning out here. Low battery. Oh, man.
I got a battery pack.
There we go. Look at that. Thank you. All right, so we took a little walk down here to these rapids. Really crazy, but and that's where we were, right up there. And the railroad tracks where the train just went by are up there. All right, now a little video.
Oh boy.
Come on, walk in, say hi to Stacy and the kids.
How you doing, kids?
Tell them what we're doing.
I think this trip's a little too aggressive for you girls for now. And you too, Stace.
Ah,
It is.
yeah, it's beautiful here,
No,
though.
I'm loving it. Having a great time. A great St. Patrick's Day.
Good day to be alive.
Yep, good day to be alive.
This is one of the cut-throughs for the old tracks. You can see
Man, look how narrow it was.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine the trains were probably smaller back then too.
all the trees growing up in the middle of it. Big, huge chunks of rock falling down in the middle. And then the railroad tracks are straight ahead right there. So our route to get to the last bridge will be to cross the bridge towards the sign and continue in that direction to another cut through that was,
So here's a good point, though, that I just was thinking of.
what's that?
This was done with picks and black powder, no dynamite.
Correct.
So we're not going to see drill holes.
Yeah, that's
Probably
right.
here, right?
Black powder, picks, and shovels is what it said.
Did they do drill holes for black powder?
I don't know the answer to that.
Or was it just put a charge in any cracks you can find and let her rip?
That's good that you're standing there. It puts it into perspective how tall that wall is. You're looking at 40 feet.
I mean, I'm 6'4".
Yeah, you're 6'4", I'm 6'7", and I weigh 180. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, there's trails everywhere. You could just explore every little square inch of this place. There's a trail. Up here to my left, we think there's a trail that goes to the railroad tracks that you just saw the train cross on. Right up here to the left, there's a little path, I think, that heads out that way. Beautiful. Okay.
Are you filming this?
Yeah, just for a little bit. So
I'm
Mike,
gonna show it to my buddy for rock climbing.
yeah.
He might be interested in even come up here and do it a class.
Geez. So Mike and I are just walking through another hand-cut section of ledge where the railroad used to be. And the temperature in here just plummeted like 10 degrees. You can see there's tremendous ice and snow in here still. Gorgeous, though. Really neat. 40, yeah, I'd say 40, 50-foot walls. Just wanted to get some of that on the camera.
You
We've
know,
got
see
no-
if it's town-owned, is it railroad?
Unbelievable here in this valley of, we kind of have peaked out here where now we think these walls are maybe about 60 feet, maybe 70 right there. And just to imagine that the trains used to drive right through here, and now you got 40, 50, 60-foot trees growing right up through the middle.
I wonder if there's some way we could contact somebody and say, hey, our club would volunteer.
We're really impressed with these drill marks or some type of core marks. You can see them, I'll zoom in on them. They're all over these rocks where they where they drove something in and perhaps blew it up and then got the debris out of here. But
I guarantee you these were made by a hand with a hand drill and guys with a sledgehammer.
man,
Some guy twisted it and guys with sledgehammers driving
like
it
a star drill.
Yeah.
And we're coming just to the end of it. But this was a long, I'm going to say maybe a couple 100-foot channel that was just completely dug out of rock ledge for this old railroad track system that used to be here. I think,
Look how that channel looks man-made. Does
Wow.
that look man-made to you?
I think this is the 5th bridge. My foot, you can see, is about 6 inches from the edge. And this is, wow, this has got to be like 80, 90 feet. Amazing. This is even more of a stunning view.
I want to see this, but
Be careful. Yeah, do it that way.
I'm doing it
Be
this way.
careful. Be careful.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm amazed. I just can't even believe how cool this is. So and then it just, the river continues and it's extremely narrow and extremely deep cut. And now I'm going to go over to this side. So this is looking back to the direction that we were. Again, I'm being a little careful here. You can see my foot. Look at that. We were way the hell down there around that bend. It's a beautiful, rainy, foggy day. There's the trail that we were on. Mike, you having a good time?
Great time. This is fantastic.
You ain't kidding, man.
Gotta come here.
This is a stunning
The new railroad must
hike.
be just right
Yeah, I
there.
think that's the railroad right there.
Yeah. That's gotta be
So Mike is looking over the very corner right there. Again, I'll come a little close
Easy
to the
70
edge, but yeah, this one's really high, and the water looks shallow down there. Pretty crazy. Railroad tracks are right up there, and our path continues that way.
all that work for a railroad that
Unbelievable.
is now abandoned.
Yeah,
It's
an
right over
abandoned
there.
railroad. We're basically walking a path that's no longer in use, that maybe hundreds and hundreds of men for years worked on to build, and it's now in disuse.
Walk down there, huh?
So Mike and I decided this is one of the prettiest spots on the trail system. It's way up in the air with these mountains, with the fog, some misty rain. I mean, I'm looking over the edge right there. Look at that. We want to come out here sometime, bring some of the boys from the club and just hang out. This is just way better than we even thought. I'm even surprised at how beautiful it is here.
In the spirit of our mission, another bridge, another shot.
Okay. All right, so here we are in Middlefield, and we just kind of checked out inside this old train. It's just all kind of deserted with a bunch of rotten wood inside, but it is a piece of history, and it's sitting here, and it's just minutes from Town Hill Road, which is right down that way, and that's the way we're gonna head. So there you go. There's the railroad. We had a great day today, and we're gonna head back to Lisa's Jeep.